DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Making this vid as an answer to a question people have been asking. I get asked this often by players who are on the rise. You're trying to come up and get somewhere in basketball, and you say, Dre, how can I go pro from where I live? Maybe you're from England, you're from somewhere in Europe. Usually this place is in Europe. Maybe you're in Africa, you might be in Australia, you're somewhere in Asia. I think those are usually the places people ask this question. How can I go pro from where I'm at? Here's the first thing I'm going to say. All of you know, and since you watch basketball, you're asking about going pro. All of you know, when we say pro, usually they say, how can I go to the NBA from there? So let's be clear. All of you watch the NBA. That's why you want to play in the NBA. You know what it is. You've seen players who come from your continent, maybe if not your specific country or city. You've seen players who come from your continent who can play and become NBA players, right? There have been players from Africa, there have been players from Europe, there have been players from Asia. It's happened already. So y'all are asking, how do you do it? And oftentimes the tone of how do I do it is in some form of, well, because this is a small place or basketball's not big here or a lot of people don't pay attention, I think I may just be overbooked and nobody's going to pay attention to me. All right, here's what you need to understand. And I've said this 100 times in 100 different videos. I'll probably say it 1,000 more times in 1,000 more videos. Here it is. If and when you are a good player, you're good enough for attention, you're good enough to go to a higher level, or you're good enough to play at a much higher level than where you're competing at, the attention will find you. Someone will find you. Someone will know someone. Someone's going to say something. Somebody's going to see something. And you'll get known. You'll be known by the right people to get to the right levels and do the things that you want to do. When you can play, that will happen. Okay, there's never been a case, at least not that I know of some player who played out their whole career, then they get 45 years old and they're like, damn, he was good enough to be in the NBA, but nobody ever knew about him. And that's why he didn't get his chance. I've never heard that. I've never heard this guy was so great, he could have did this, but nobody ever knew about him. Now, I've heard he could have did this, but he didn't do this, or he made a mistake here, or he got injured over here, or he never took the opportunity, or he didn't do that, he didn't do that. I've heard those stories. Like, yeah, he had the game, but some other mistake was made. Either he did something wrong, or he didn't do something that he could have did, and then the opportunity didn't happen. I have heard of that, but I haven't heard of, oh, he didn't make it because nobody ever knew about it. Now, of course, granted, maybe there's somebody we never knew about, we still don't know about, who could have been that great, but I haven't seen it happen yet. And because we have this thing right here called YouTube, videos, social media, the internet, any of you can get known by anybody at any time. You can watch this video, you can make a video. And if you can play, go ahead, make a video, put your video out, and let somebody find it, let somebody discover you. Okay? If you really believe you're going to get to that level. Here's what I'll promise you. Nobody knowing about you will not be the reason you don't make it to the pros. I'm going to repeat that one, because this is the most important point. Because people say, how am I going to make it from where I am? As if where you are is the reason why you wouldn't be able to make it. No. The reason you wouldn't be able to make it if you don't is because you don't have game. You just lack skill. You have not produced. You have not produced in the right places at the right time in front of the right people. Meaning you didn't do it where you are, which means you didn't get to where you needed to be, meaning you never got a chance to do it. So you not making the pros will 100% be your lack of ability and your lack of production when it matters. It will be 0% be, oh, it's because where you're from is a small town, nobody comes there, no scouts come there. Listen, scouts don't come anywhere. Okay, scouts, there's no one place the scouts go to. Basketball scouts go to where the good players are. Okay, so a scout, if I'm a scout, I'm not just going to Detroit or going to Vegas or going to New York just to go there. I'm going to where a certain player is. Like this player, I want to see him. I want to see him. I want to see him. Are they all in Detroit? Or I'm going to Detroit. Are they all in Chicago? I'm going to Chicago. Oh, he's in Italy. Or I'm going to Italy. I'm going to where the players are. Because my job is to find players. Okay, my job is not to go to a certain town and hope there's some players there. My job is to find the players. When you can play, the people who evaluate, who can help you get to the next level, they will come to where you are so they can see what you're about, see what you're doing, and see with their own eyes if you're really worthy of this attention or the next level or whatever you want to call it. Everybody understand that? So it's not your town that's going to hold you back. And I'm sure I've said this before. And I'm sure I'm going to have to say it again. But I'm making this video to head off any excuses, because a lot of players try to use these things as excuses. People email me. I'm from a small town. Scouts never come here. Like, dude, scouts don't come here because ain't nobody who can play. And that includes you. You're a player. No scouts are coming there because you can't play. Okay, so if you want scouts to come to your town, get so good that the scouts have to come, because they like, damn, he really, he can do all that. Oh, they watch the video, they're like, damn, bro, he really can play like that. He's weird. All right, we going there. All right, we got airplanes here, we got internet, we can communicate. Anybody can get anywhere they want to get to in the world with a good enough reason. Okay, now if I work for a basketball team or a college or something like that, and there's a player who's really, really good out there, that's a good enough reason for me to go there and see what's up. Okay, because this is my job, that's my business. The only way I keep my job is by continuously finding players who can play, watching them, and hopefully getting some of them on my team. Okay, so this excuse about where I'm from, or nobody ever comes there, or people don't pay attention here, or this country basketball is not that big. So what? Basketball don't have to be big in your country for you to get a shot. Who said? We didn't say your whole country is going to get to the NBA. We said you personally just got to get there. The whole country don't have to make it. Basketball don't have to be big. It can still be the 5th biggest sport in your country. If you're good enough to play in the league will grab you. Why? Because the league is a business. And the league's business runs on good players, the best players they can possibly find. If you're one of those people, they will find you. Now, if you're 14 right now, you don't even need all of this. What you need to do is become one of the best at age 14. Forget being in the NBA at 19 or 21 or 27, whatever time you think you'll get there. You need to focus on being the best you can be right now. You should be dominating your competition where you are right now. If you're not doing that, then that's your first step. Until you complete that step, then there is no step 2. If you're dominating the competition where you are right now, where you live, hey, prove it. Don't just tell me. Don't write it in the comments. Don't email it. Don't say you're doing it. Prove it. Get it on video of you dominating the competition, consistently dominating. Put it on video and let the attention find you. And if you're really dominating, listen, somebody who's already there, who already knows about you, is going to say, yo, this kid needs to be there, or they need to go there, or yo, you need to talk to this person, need to be on that team. Somebody who's already seen you do it is going to say, all right, we got to get this person an opportunity because it's obvious. It should be obvious. If you really think that where you're from is the thing that could possibly hold you back, that means you should be dominating everywhere you play right now because there's nobody else there who can play. Now, if that's not the case, okay, then you need to go back to step 0 and start dominating where you are. Because if you ain't doing that, then it doesn't matter where you are. You don't deserve to be anywhere else. Now, I'm giving that to you as straight as I can possibly give it to you. I don't want to hear any more excuses about where I'm from and all this other bullshit. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.